Hello, Bill. Oh, there we are, Shaw.
This one's hot off the press. We're getting a new commanding officer.
Oh, I thought you'd heard. Bloke called Brentford.
I mean a new commanding officer. Charlie Brentford's gone P7R in Ulster.
Oh, yeah? Well, who's the new Destiny?
A commander designate,
Yeah.
A.D. Glenn.
Not Alan Glenn. Aviator. Phantom pilot.
Well, it's copied to Ark Royal and Lucas.
You've got to be joking. Alan Glenn.
Prepare to disembark squadron.
Come on, let's go. Pubs are open ashore. Lieutenant.
Hello, sir.
Why aren't you in Portsmouth pulling teeth?
Pulled a few strings instead.
Oh.
Alan, did you see an appointing signal before you left Ark?
No?
Then I've got some marvellous news.
Sue, when girls say that, I usually phone my lawyer.
Listen. I'm not supposed to know. Diana told me.
Diana?
The Wren signals officer. You've got a command. A frigate. HMS Hero.
When?
As soon as you've done the courses. You go to Dryad on Monday. Some refresher or other.
Refresher? Sharp end's the front, blunt end's the back. Same as a Phantom. Hero.
And she's a Portsmouth ship.
Yes, I know.
Well, we'll be working in the same town.
Yes?
You don't sound too keen.
Oh, I am. But,
You've got another girl in Portsmouth.
I get seasick in frigates. You're convinced about it, are you, pilot?
Not best thing, sir. Number one. Sir.
Navigating officer reckons that ship's biscuits are a sure cure for seasickness. Is that right?
That doesn't worry me, sir. Of course, I have had a lot of time at sea.
Ah. That explains the smell.
No, he's just keeping up spirits. I mean, no one enjoys the Arctic Ocean.
It's all part of the image, isn't it? Glamour boy, fighter pilot. Air Force Cross and wings of gold. Alan Laugh-a-Minute Glenn.
Well, seasickness is no laughing matter.
Nor's Alan Glenn. What about that haircut?
Maybe his bone dome didn't fit.
Or the head that size. What's he done to deserve command at sea, anyway?
I got over it, you know.
What?
Having my contemporaries promoted to
Oh,
head.
it isn't that.
Isn't it? You were the same seniority as lieutenant commanders. Now as your captain. You know, when Mark Niles joined this ship, I
Niles
felt
is
the
a
same.
seaman. He earned his third stripe in ships at sea. Not wandering around the sky on top of a jet engine. Damn it, Alan Glenn is 2 months younger than me.
Well, that is it then. You feel left behind. But you can't blame him because he's aircrew.
Can't I?
Well, maybe you should have been a pilot too.
Huh. I'd have failed a medical. Too much imagination.
Emergency to the north, sir.
Acknowledge, Jim. Get us underway, pilot. 22 knots. Sir. You hear that? Captain speaking. We've been ordered to proceed north
At best speed to a position near Jan Mayen Island in the Greenland Sea. A Russian nuclear submarine has been reported surfaced and immobilized. Our primary mission is, of course, to offer all possible assistance.
Our secondary task, but an important one, is to collect as much information about the submarine as we can.
Action SCR and EW crews will go to drill later today, as arranged by heads of department. That is all.
Hello, Kenneth.
Hello, sir. What luck for the skipper?
Luck?
Well, I mean, first time in command of a big ship. First time out in her. An action.
That's one way of looking at it.
Sir?
Kenneth, we're already inside the Arctic Circle. Well, under those conditions, there's only one sane way to go. South.
Oh, yes, I know, sir.
Ice, old son. Good for polar bears, bad for ships.
Exciting, though.
Dangerous.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for that Jan, whatever it is, island.
Jan Mayen. Elevate your eyeballs.
Huh?
Top of the page, about 300 miles north-northeast of Iceland there.
300 miles. Hope the new skipper knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Somebody ought to remind him.
What?
No ejection seats in frigates.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen this from HMS Bellona?
No, sir. Bellona's about 50 miles to the southwest. She's been exercising with the Canadians and Americans. Our senior Polaris rep from Washington's staff has been sea riding in Bellona.
Polaris rep? He wants to transfer to look at the Russian?
Right, first time.
Sounds sensible.
Have you met Captain Jeremy Herrick?
No, sir.
Pipe flying stations, will you? Our Wasp is to go and get him.
Sir? Will you be giving him a night cabin?
Yes, he's a very senior captain. Red carpet time.
Understood, sir.
Pony airborne, port, one soul on board.
Bridge, roger.
You hear there? Captain speaking. The Wasp is on its way to collect a Captain Herrick from HMS Bellona to the south of us. Captain Herrick is a nuclear submarine expert and a member of a celebrated naval family which includes the Second Sea Lord. So let's keep our digits extracted and put on a show for him. That is all.
Bit rough, sir. Having a senior officer watching us. First time out.
I'm taking a driving test. And I failed that twice.
Midshipmen normally take avoiding action, Kenneth.
Sorry, sir. Sir?
Yes, Kenneth.
This captain, sir.
Herrick?
Yes, sir. Commander Glenn's still in charge, isn't he, sir? I mean, it's still his operation.
The order was to HMS Hero, Kenneth. That is Commander Glenn. Captain Herrick is interested only in the surveillance.
Sounds as if... well, Commander Glenn does all the work, and the senior officer gets all the credit.
I do believe, young Fiddler, you're learning at last.
If you'd like to use the night cabin, sir. Captain will be down in a moment, sir.
On the bridge?
Yes, sir. Conning the ship for the Wasp recovery. We can't afford to lose our guests.
Are you in relation to Admiral Clive Bowman?
Yes, sir. My father. Retired now, of course.
Yes, well, comes to all of us in time.
Sir? Captain Herrick's changing in the night cabin, sir.
Thank you, number one. There's an ice field reported between us and the submarine. I'm swinging east, try to get round it.
Right, sir. It's quite a swing.
It's quite an ice field.
Come in. Small world.
If you make it so.
I beg your pardon?
When did you decide on the transfer? Before or after you knew I had command of Hero?
Yes, you always did flatter yourself.
You were in Bellona. Why didn't she divert from the submarine?
Because she was further away and because she's wanted in the States for a big post-exercise wash-up.
But you're not.
You really think I'd come to your ship by choice?
Depends what you have in mind.
I have that submarine in mind, nothing else.
Very well. We're fully fueled about 600 miles from the submarine. We should get there by 8 or 9 tomorrow night, provided we get a clear passage.
So no problems?
The time of year couldn't be worse. Ice, snow, only about 6 hours of good daylight per day. Less as we get further north.
I'd like to see a chart.
Navigating officer, sir. Roger, sir. Coming down anyway, signaling on Russian surface units.
Roger.
Hell's bells. Not even a star to steer her by.
Yes, if we run into ice, we won't see it.
It's a cheerful thought.
Thank you, Paul.
Sir.
2 Russian destroyers have left the Barents Sea, making for the submarine.
So the race is on. Let's have a look.
We're there, and the submarine is there.
And you're steering?
021.
There's an ice field smack between us and the submarine. We're going to have to get round it.
The Russian destroyers.
About there.
North of the ice field.
Yes, should be clear water all the way for them.
And if they're making better than 20 knots...
It'll be a close thing.
Because we have to swing to the east. How much time is that swing adding?
About 7 hours.
7.
You're not suggesting I go through the ice.
Might be worth a try if the ice is loose.
And if those Russian destroyers weren't on the way?
Well, if they weren't, it wouldn't be a race.
It isn't a race. Well, I can't take the risk. For life-saving, yes. For a few photographs, no.
If the destroyers get there first, they'll screen off the sub. Let's get personalities out of this. Now, your job is to get me to that submarine so that I can do my job.
Provided that I can do so with safety and without hazarding the ship.
Come in. Sorry, force of habit.
Yes, Derek.
Excuse me, sir. I wondered if Captain Herrick would care to dine in the wardroom tonight.
Oh, delighted, thank you. Thank you.
About 19:30, sir.
Yes, excellent.
Thank you, sir.
No, we were saying...
You want me to take on an ice field?
No, I said you could have a look at it.
If I do and we can't get through, what then? We'd have wasted too much time.
Well, at least you'd have tried. Made a fight of it.
All right, I'll head straight for the submarine. But if we get there and I don't like the ice, I'll abandon the mission.
Well, even that might look better in my report.
Report?
Oh, yes, I'll be reporting on the operation.
So will I.
But I'm the senior officer on board.
What are you saying?
What I've been saying for the last 3 years.
Which is?
We both know you're a coward. Duck out of this one and the whole Navy will know it.
Revenge for John?
No. Justice.
Pilot, bring us round to port. We're going direct for the submarine.
We're going through the ice.
To the edge of the ice, in the first instance.
Chances are, sir, we'll never get to that sub.
Well, as my old granny used to say, it is better to journey than to arrive.
Yes, I have a girlfriend with the same philosophy.
Lieutenant Jackson, sir.
Hello.
Here we are. Lieutenant you already know.
Yes, it was a cold trip.
Sir. And Lieutenant Commander Kiley, sir, weapons and electrics.
How do you do?
How do you do, sir?
And Midshipman Vidler, sir. Thanks.
Vidler, how long have you been in the Navy?
15 months, sir.
And what are you going to do?
Aircrew, I hope, sir.
Been brainwashing the boy, eh, Tig?
Not guilty, sir.
Ah, you made up your mind since the new captain joined.
Oh, no, sir. I want to fly helicopters. The captain's a jet jockey.
A fixed-wing pilot, Kenneth.
Oh, Vidler's quite right. Call him Mary Fairies myself.
What's the problem?
We're running into loose ice, sir. It's low in the water, radar's picking it up late.
How big are the floes?
Big enough to hurt, sir. They're coming on me rather too quickly.
New flow, bearing 011, 1.2 miles.
Roger. Port 5, steer 005.
Port 5, steer 005.
Right. Come all the way down to 8 knots.
Sir. Revolutions 5-8.
Revolutions 5-8. Course 005.
Direction plot. New flow bearing 006. 1.9 miles.
Evolution
Roger. Port 5, steer north.
Port 5, steer north.
Plot bridge, coming down to 8 knots, altering north.
Roger, sir.
Happy now, sir. Less like the dodgems.
Call me if you want to come down even further.
Sir.
And Paul.
Sir.
Well done.
Good night, Bowman.
This goes everywhere with you.
Everywhere?
I came in to report that I've decreased speed to 8 knots. We've run into loose ice and it's pitch black up there.
Well, of course it's pitch black. It's the Arctic in winter.
I'll go up again at first light or with clear water, whichever is earlier.
It's 8. Can't you squeeze 10?
I consider 8 the safe speed in these conditions.
Safe. Not optimum, not sensible, but safe. Still the survivalist, aren't you?
Some of those floes could be the size of houses beneath the surface. If we run into one, we could take the bottom out of the ship. We'd put 260 souls into a freezing sea. But you still want to charge through the night.
I want to beat the Russians to the submarine.
Or die in the attempt.
Oh, don't be a fool. You don't understand, do you?
No, I don't.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Could I have a word, sir? Sir, it may be none of my business.
It isn't.
Sir?
You detect uneasiness between myself and our senior officer.
Yes, sir.
It's long-standing, nothing to worry about.
I don't agree. This job's hazardous enough as it is. If there are differences of opinion, if I'm going to get caught in the crossfire, I'd like to know why.
What do you know about the Herrick family?
Well, rather like the Beaumont family. Naval since God knows when, most of them admirals.
And currently?
2 brothers, Admiral Sir Rowland, the Second Sea Lord, and Captain Jeremy.
No, there was another brother. Lieutenant Commander Jonathan. He was a couple of years after us at Dartmouth.
Yes, he was killed. He was a pilot.
Observer. My observer. John Herrick was my senior observer and my closest friend. 2 important things in his life: flying and a dental student called Sue. 3 years ago, Sue qualified. They were married. I was best man. A month after that, embarked in Ark Royal and went to sea in Phantoms. One morning as we were going off the Cat, we lost power. I ordered him to eject. He was behind me. I thought he'd gone, so I went.
Yes, I remember. They decided he must have got snarled up. Or the seat didn't work.
No, that was the official version. They recovered the aircraft. John was still in his seat.
Couldn't even pull the blind.
You mean he seized up and froze?
It was fast, frightening. We were going down ahead of the carrier. But Captain Jeremy Herrick wouldn't accept it. No brother of his could take flight. There had to be another explanation.
But you'd gone. Left him in an aircraft out of control.
Sue Herrick had lost her husband. I'd lost my best friend. We leaned on each other, I suppose. I arranged for her to join the Navy. Dental officer made sure she belonged, had direction. Saw her as often as I could, I still do. Helped put the pieces back together. Jeremy Herrick misread that too. So now I'm not just the man who killed his brother. I'm the man who's exploited the widow's loneliness. Good night, Derek.
So.
Captain, sir, navigating officer.
Yes, pilot?
Oh, sir, we're in fairly clear water. Happy to go up to 15 knots.
I do so.
Revolution's 104.
Revolution's at 104.
What's the picture up ahead?
It looks to be a solid band of ice, sir. Very good. About 25 miles away. It's hard to tell from the radar.
Pipe flying stations. Ask the flight commander to come and see me in my cabin.
Aye, aye, sir.
I'm sending the Wasp out ahead. Take a look at the ice.
If you increased speed, we could have a look at it ourselves.
I have increased speed to 15 knots.
Are you really trying for this submarine or just going through the motions?
We're still ahead of those Russian destroyers.
But for how long?
Depends on the ice.
No. It depends on you. And when I write my report...
Your report doesn't interest me, sir.
Oh, yes, it does.
Ready to man up, sir?
Right, Roy. It's the scenic route for you.
Sir.
HCO Captain. Anything from 471?
Sir, his last message was, boy, they've got a big fridge up here.
Watch his endurance. I don't want him to become part of it.
Roger, sir.
Come in, Roy. Grab a chair.
Sir? Can I join you home?
Of course, sir. Well, Roy?
It's dodgy, sir. There's a lot of ice getting thicker towards the north.
How much?
Sir?
But there are channels, leads.
Well, yes, sir, but the ice is on the move. It's a changing pattern.
How much further before the ice gets really thick?
About another 40 miles. And it'll be dark again when you hit it.
Thank you, Roy.
Sir?
We may as well forget that submarine.
No.
was dangerous enough last night with isolated flows, but to go into a main ice field when it's moving in the dark.
You promised to go to the edge of the field.
To take a look at it in daylight.
If you'd gone a little faster, we'd have got there in daylight.
Or sunk ourselves on the way.
Don't be insubordinate, Alan.
Sir, I can't turn a blind eye to the risks.
There are no risks between here and the edge of the field.
Captain, sir. Navigating officer.
Captain.
Ice thickening ahead, sir.
I'm coming on. Down to 8 knots, pilot.
Sir. Revolutions 5-8. Revolutions 5-8.
Be dark in half an hour, sir.
5-8. Revolutions pass are repeated, sir. Very good.
Pure chef's an optimist. Guess what's in the menu for supper tonight?
Ice cream?
No. Baked Alaska.
Should be half-baked, like the rest of this trip.
Well, I reckon Herrick's pushing him.
Oh, not our captain.
And why aren't we heading south?
Because the submarine lies to the north.
Who cares?
The captain will pull out at the right time.
The right time was yesterday.
I think we should go on as long as possible.
Yes, well, stop thinking. You're a midshipman.
Slow ahead.
Slow ahead, both engines. Slow ahead, both engines.
Well, sir, if you'd excuse me.
Yes, of course, of course. Thanks for looking in. Beaumont, you want to get to this submarine, don't you?
That's why we're here, sir.
Yes.
You've been talking to Captain Herrick.
Yes, sir.
I'd like a word.
Of course.
Do you think he's behaving oddly?
No, sir. Far from it.
Well, he seems to have some strange compulsion to get Hero into that ice. I can think only that it's got something to do with John.
No, sir. His mind's on his brother, yes. But on his elder brother, Second Sea Lord. I recognize the symptoms.
What symptoms?
The pressures of belonging to a distinguished naval family. Well, look at him. Great-grandfather, grandfather, father, elder brother, all flag officers. All except Jeremy. And he's now top line for promotion or retirement as a mere captain.
Oh, he's making a final push. His name on a spectacular surveillance job.
Of course. It may be that John's death increased the pressure, made him the last of the line. But he's after his flag, not the submarine.
I thought he'd seize the chance to get at me.
He probably thinks you're being deliberately difficult to get at him.
I'll go up to the ice edge.
Don't start feeling sorry for him, sir. Not up here.
We're going up to the ice edge.
Aye, aye, sir.
Bridge, Captain.
A navigating officer, sir.
Pilot, put the ship into condition Zulu. Close up full damage control, fire and repair parties. Close up special sea dutymen, pipe flying stations. Got that?
Sir.
Then close up action Opstrom and SCR crews. Close up extra lookouts with stornophones, searchlights, and extra warm clothing.
Roger, sir.
Sir, I'm going up to the ice edge.
Good.
If you'd care to join me on the bridge, sir.
Thank you.
Sir?
Alan,
Sir?
you won't lose heart, will you?
We'll have a good look, sir.
Ice edge at 4 cables, sir.
Stop both engines.
Stop both engines. Both engines should please stop, sir. Master down to the wheel.
Slow us down both engines.
Slow us down both engines.
8-0. Where's the boss?
3 miles on the starboard bow, sir. Following the lead to see where it goes.
Roger. Stop both engines.
Stop both engines.
We'll stay here, sir, until 7-1 reports.
Both engines should please stop, sir.
I say again, there is a lead going in about 3 miles, then into large broken flows. But the leads are opening and closing all the time.
Roger. 8-0. Hold him where he is.
Roger, sir.
I don't like the sound of that, sir.
He could try to port of us.
No, sir, I'm sorry. If the leads are opening and closing, we could get stuck, and I'm not prepared to take the risk.
Bridge, Roger. Forward lookout reports small berg at its starboard bow.
No, we're not moving. Which means the ice is. 8-0. Tell 7-1 to come back. Check my stern. We appear to be in a moving field.
Roger, sir.
I'm withdrawing, sir, if I can.
Your decision, of course. I'll get out of your way.
Lot of loose stuff packing behind you. Recommend you clear to seaward as soon as possible.
Alpha Bravo, roger. Bridge, do you copy?
Affirmative. Tell him I'm turning the ship at rest onto a southerly heading.
Roger, sir. 7-1, Bravo.
Any sense on the radar, picture pilot?
Negative, sir. No stuff's in the groundswell.
Peebo, Captain. Any help from sonar?
Very confusing, sir. Instantaneous echoes off the close stuff, and we can't establish a reliable pattern.
Roger. 8-0. Tell 7-1 he'll have to talk us out.
Roger, sir.
2 miles to open sea, sir.
7-1, Bravo.
2 miles. Midship's port 10.
Midship's port 10.
Stop both engines.
Stop both engines down port wheel, sir. Both engines repeated stop, sir.
Slow ahead both engines, steer 182.
Slow ahead both engines, steer 182. Both engines repeated slow ahead, sir.
All right, Paul.
Sir, I was thinking if we'd stayed on that swing to the east,
We'd have missed all the excitement.
Course 182.
Papa Bravo 7-1. Another mass of flows moving in from your starboard bow. Recommend you increase speed.
Alpha Bravo, roger.
8-0. Tell him I don't want to increase speed in case we hit something. He must sort out a pattern to seaward and vector us onto a gap.
Roger, sir.
Main broadcast. Sir.
7-1, Bravo. 7-1, go.
You hear there? Captain speaking. You have now turned south to clear the ice field. Damage control parties recheck that the ship is fully at condition Zulu and stand by for fast action if required.
Still more ice coming in from the west, and it's big.
Still looks to be packing ahead of you. Urgently recommend increase in speed.
Bridge, do you read?
Roger. Increasing speed. Half ahead both engines, revolution 7-0.
10 knots, sir.
If we stay here, we could lose both propellers or the ship. Tell the lookouts we're going up in speed and we need rapid replies.
All positions, bridge. Ship is increasing speed. Report quickly and accurately. Out. Eyes fine on the port bow, sir.
Starboard 10.
And to starboard.
Midships.
Papa Bravo, come 5 degrees port for a gap.
Roger.
Port 5, steer 177.
Steer 177.
Eyes still ahead, sir.
Port 20.
The way's off the ship, sir.
Stop both engines. Midships.
Stop both engines.
What the hell was it?
All right, bridge, Roger. Semi-submerged flow, sir. The lookout didn't see it until the last second.
Master at arms, you still in one piece?
Yes, sir. Right over the ship is. Local bang down there.
Get the ship into a state in which I can move her. We'll worry about anything else later.
Papa Bravo 7-1. Come ahead now and you can clear, but make it fast.
And we can't move.
We've got to move. We'll go out astern. Half ahead starboard, half astern port. Port 15. Tell damage control we're on the move and going out backwards.
Sir.
Get 2 lookouts closed up at the stern, both with searchlights.
So there is a risk in moving before they're shored up.
There's a bigger risk in staying here.
Summary of the damage, sir. 2 small holes starboard side forward beneath the waterline. Flooding isolating compartment shored. Safe to proceed bows first, sir. Recommend no more than 10 knots to start.
Thank you.
Papa Bravo, you're through. I say again, you are through in open water.
Roger 7-1. Good news.
8CO, tell him well done. Bring him into a holding position for land on. I'm switching the helicopter net off the bridge.
Roger, sir.
Number 1. Sir. Go down and tell Captain Herrick we're clear of the ice.
Aye, aye, sir. Sir, I'm...
Yes, I know, Derek. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Any word on the submarine?
Last I heard, the Russian surface units were almost there.
Oh, good. Well, will our flyboy do?
Well, with a lot of help from me, if he's still around.
What?
Did by negligence hazard Her Majesty's ship Hero.
Court-martial? They wouldn't, would they?
Don't ask me. Ask Herrick.
Yes, sir?
I wish to send a signal to Commander-in-Chief.
Certainly, sir.
May I read it to you?
Please.
Personal from Captain Herrick. Wish respectfully to stress the high order of courage and determination displayed by HMS Hero in Arctic mission. Consider disciplinary action inappropriate.
Thank you, sir.
That'll be all, Alan.